Hey gamblers, welcome back. NRL round 3, Gambling Kiwi. Before we get into it, we have to recap round 2. It was a very successful week for us, round 2. We started off Thursday night, Broncos smashing the Rabbits. Easy money. And then we also followed that up with the Sharks and the Cowboys smashing our safety parlay. More money. We did have the Eels tipped here. We did lose that one. No bet on that game though, so not important. We had our poor man's 50, not all of it. I think we had like $20 here on the Raiders. That cash for us brought us back in another almost a unit there. We did tip the Storm, no bet on that one though. And even though we didn't put money on this one, we were proven right. I said the Eagles are being underestimated. A lot of people sleeping on the Eagles. Before the game started, I put a video out and I said put money on Eagles for next week because they will not be paying that money by the time the game starts. This is going to be a close game. Lo and behold, it was closer than close. The Eagles won. So their value for the dog of the week this week has decreased dramatically. Just like I said last week, dog of the week will be the Dragons. Get in early. They're paying $2.20 at the moment. Get in. Even though they lost, we were sort of proven right. The value had dropped to $1.95 by the time the game started. I even thought they might have flipped to favourite before the game started. But apparently some of you guys know stuff I don't know because a lot of yous held strong. You keep betting on the Dolphins. Dolphins remain the favourites, and the Dolphins absolutely slaughtered them, which was really, I couldn't even watch the whole game. I had to turn it off. I've never been so wrong in my life. But yeah, safety parlay hit brought us in 1.8. Actually, hang on, we'll do this on the next page. So Brokeman's 50. Remember, know what that is. We started with $50 at the start of the season, and we're trying to build that up as much as we can by the end of the year. This year we put 20 of that. We got it up to 70 in round 1. We took that profit. We put it on the Raiders. Now the Raiders brought in $9 more for us. So that's a positive. Our safety parlay hit, bringing in 1.8 units, taking our total to 2.7. Obviously the Dragons lost in spectacular fashion. Take us back to 1.7 units. But then our Broncos hit, brought us back up to 3.1. Add that to the 1.8 from round 1. We're sitting on 4.9 units of profit so far this year already. Going into round 3, we know we could lose it all. One bad week, it's all gone. We understand that. It's a very hostile environment we're in. TAB does not play fair. It's so hard to make $1, so easy to lose $1. That's why we play this game. It's the ultimate challenge. Going into the round 1 tomorrow night, Thursday night game. This is a repeat of the grand final, obviously. Last time they played was the grand final. Panthers won, very close game though. The odds are very wide considering that fact. Both one win, one loss this season. Both won last week. So both coming into this game on a win. So both feeling good. Bush's Harris is out for the Panthers. That's a big out. And Reynolds out for the Broncos. That's a bigger out. But Payne Haas is good, so he's coming back in, so it kind of evens it up. This is such a massive loss for the Panthers, and yet they're going to be. They're the only team that can lose a player like James Fisher-Harris and still come in looking at full strength. It's crazy. Panthers are nuts. The Panthers have won 6 of the past 7 games against the Broncos. That's a painful stat for Bronco fans. And Broncos do have a player celebrating his 100th game. Nevertheless, the tip would have to be the Panthers. I'm not going to bet on this game. I just don't think we're ever going to tip against the Panthers for the rest of the season. Unless they play the Eels somewhere near the end. Even though if anyone was going to beat them, it would be the Broncos. But without Anil Reynolds, Panthers at home. Panthers already got 1 loss this season. They're going to be so hard to beat, especially at home. Moving on. Speaking of hard to beat at home, we've got the Warriors. Warriors have lost both their games so far. I think that's a very important fact. They're not going to want to lose 3 in a row. They tried so hard to get all their fans back. If they lose 3 in a row, a lot of those fans are going to start tuning out straight away, and they're not going to want that. They're going to be hungry, and they're at home, and so Egan's back. They better win. They have to win. We're definitely tipping the Warriors here. Canberra Raiders have 1 in, 1 out. Rory has won 3 of the past 4 games. Ricky Stewart, 250th game. That's pretty much all I've got to say. Hopefully, maybe even 13 plus. That's not an official bet. But Warriors need this win so bad, they better go hard for it. Moving on, Roosters versus Rabbits. Obviously, tipping the Roosters. Already got the T there. It's the grudge match. Roosters have beat the Broncos. They did lose to the Eagles. Rabbits lost to both teams though, so if you do NRL maths, I don't recommend it, but if you did do NRL maths, Roosters are going to win this one. They got it out, they got it in, they got Jared 300. And I think they're going to come out as 300 Spartans, just absolutely smash these Rabbits. The Rabbits have been disorientated. They've got a new number 7. Jack Wideman is in for them though, but that's a new number 7 into this grudge match. Oh man, Roosters have won 3 of the past 4. I need to double. Can someone fact check this stat for me? Rabbits have only won 4 of the past 15 games. I get all this information is from the NRL website. What have we got? Current. Oh yeah, so we've got 150th here for the Rabbits. Jared tops that with his 300th game though. Yeah, I'm just looking for Roosters to win this game by just straight up murder. Next up, we do have the Dogs versus the Titans, both on losing streaks here. Titans only lost 1 game though, but it was a bad loss to the Dragons. The Bulldogs do have a couple outs, while Titans do have 1 dude coming back in. That guy's still out. I think that guy's out too. Maybe he's in. I don't know. I didn't even write it in there. Let's carry on. Couple of good stats down here. So maybe go for the try scorers. I do predict this will be a high scoring game. So maybe go for the over here. I don't know. Both teams are too unreliable. They're sort of mid-tier teams. Both bottom mid. Both unreliable. Hopefully it'll be a high-scoring game. I wouldn't put any money on this. If I did have to tip one, I will tip the Bulldogs just because they're at home. I mean, they got these outs though. Oh, Max King making his 100th. Okay, maybe they do it for that. A lot of this going on this weekend. A lot of milestones being reached. That's it. Yeah, no bet on that one. Let's move on. Dragons with a big loss to the Dolphins last week. Cowboys getting that golden point win for us. It got us our safety parlay. Cowboys have won the last 4 meetings between these two. Dragons have a couple of outs. Cowboys have 1 out. Dragons have a couple outs. Valentino Holmes has some small riding down there. Jesus. Will reach his 1,000 career points if he gets a try this week. He needs 4 points and he'll reach 1,000. That's likely to happen. Maybe even the Cowboys 13 plus here. Not an official bet, by the way. But we will be definitely tipping the Cowboys. The Dragons just looked so out of shape last weekend. They were absolutely destroyed. I just don't know if they can turn it around that quickly, especially against a team like the Cowboys who are in form, in shape. Same as the Sharks here, in form, in shape, coming in against a disorientated looking bottom team. Same thing, both these games are exactly the same. However, it's a dangerous sport. That's why we love watching this sport. That's what makes it the most entertaining sport in the world. Also makes it a horrible, horrible sport to try and bet on. Sharks have won the last 10 out of 11 games though. We know the Sharks like to dominate and pick on and bully the lower teams. They struggle with the top teams, and they absolutely love kicking the crap out of the lower teams. So we're looking for the Sharks here. We've got a couple of good try scorer options here as well. 1 on each side. Always makes the game interesting, no matter who's got the ball then. No matter who's threatening, you got something to cheer for. If you want entertainment bets, go for the try scorers. Obviously, we're tipping the Sharks. Moving on. Eagles. I see get in early on the Eagles. Obviously, we're tipping the Eagles. Obviously, they're my dog of the week. And so I didn't pick them as my dog of the week because I felt that confident that they could beat the Eels. I picked them because I feel this game was going to be a 50-50 game. It's a coin flip game. But the Eagles were paying good money. That's why we went with the Eagles. It's going to be a close one. It's going to be a tough one. But yeah, we're with the Eagles on this one. Eagles at home. It's going to be tough. But go Eagles. Lastly, we've got the Newcastle Knights at home. Obviously, the Storm is our voodoo child. We do not bet on the Storm. We do not pick the Storm. We just stay away from the Storm at all cost. Knights got a few ins coming out. Storm with a few outs. Knights at home. We will tip the Knights. Mainly just because I want the Knights to get some revenge for the Warriors for what happened last weekend. Even though the Storm won 11 of the past games against the Knights, the Storm obviously strong, obviously powerful. You should never go against the Storm. But we will. We'll pick the Knights just because no bet on this game, so we don't really care. That pretty much sums it up for round 3. As far as our bets are concerned, our poor man's 50. We've got it up to $79 in the kitty, so we're going to take that $29 and we're going to place that on the Cowboys here. The reason we're going for the Cowboys rather than the Sharks is just because I feel both these teams are in form and playing. That's why they're our safety parlay. Our safety parlay here of the Cowboys and Sharks. But we will put our poor... We shouldn't be ticking them. We might have just cursed ourselves. We're going to put the poor man's 50 on the Cowboys because I feel they have just as much chance of beating the Dragons as the Sharks do of beating the Tigers, but they're paying better odds. So that's why our poor man's 50 is going on the Cowboys. And Cowboys and Sharks is our safety parlay. We don't usually like putting... So if Cowboys lose, we lose both those bets. I usually don't like doing that. That's what we're doing. Should we cancel? Maybe... Is it too late? Yeah, nah, screw it. We'll leave that as our safety parlay. Panthers should be a safe bet here too. I just don't want to bet against the Broncos. Warriors and Roosters here on the Friday night because I know I'm going to be cheering for both of these teams. So we're going to put them in what we're going to call a risky parlay. And hopefully they can both come through for us over there. Very low confidence on that, on hitting both those bets. But we'll go for it because I feel both teams are going to want those wins more than any other teams this weekend. And obviously the Eagles, we got them at $2.27. They're already down to $1.92. They may flip to the favourite. They are our dog of the week. I think that's it for our gambling. I'm scared. I don't like having the Cowboys in both those parlays. Okay, we're going to do it. We're going to put the Panthers in. We'll put the Panthers into the safety parlay. We're going to swap it. Sharks and Panthers can be the safety parlay. And we'll keep our poor man's 50 on the Cowboys. Yeah, I feel better about that already. That's it for the week. Wish me luck. I wish you luck. Any if you're following, let me know. If you've got your own bets, let me know. Let's keep it interesting. Let's keep it a flash. Share. Get your mates to come watch. Let's see if we can hit NRL history's list there. Be dream come true. It's been a dream come true so far. We're smashing it so far this year. I know we don't have the best production. We're just a whiteboard, but the info's there. The picks have been great so far. Let's steamroll it. Let's steamroll it into round 4. Good luck, everyone. Hope you enjoy the league.